Hey guys, hope you're doing good. I am Rob, I'm a violin and viola teacher, and in this video I'm going to do some more kind of improv exercises with you to get you to figure out more different ideas of what you can play. Don't forget to like and subscribe, I really appreciate it, and go check out on the channel. I have all sorts of stuff. I've interviewed a bunch of different musicians from around town. I have clips, more tutorial clips like this, clips of me playing. I have some reaction videos, so go check out any of that stuff if you want to see more of what I got going on. So in this video, a lot of times people plateau on their improv, right? They'll start to think of some stuff in their journey of the next couple weeks or months or years, and they'll start to kind of plateau where they start playing the same stuff all the time, right? And they'll grow a little bit and then they'll plateau, grow a little bit, plateau, right? And so one way that I like to improv is I do what's called the toolbox kind of style, where I'll have, you have, like, you're a handyman, right? And you have different jobs. You need a putty knife for this job, screwdriver for that job, hammer for another, right? And there's different songs that you're going to use different ones of the different tools for this different spot in whatever song, whatever ballad, fast, sad, happy, whatever the song is, right? And so the idea is that you want to grow tons of these different little tools that you can use and be able to plug and play. All right, so, and the reason why you want to do this is because you want to make sure that your song and all of your solos sound sort of like interesting and different from each other. It's really annoying to see, let's say you have a 2-3 hour gig and the guy plays basically the same solo on every single song. It just gets boring for the audience, it gets boring for your bandmates. It's just, just not good. So I already talked about some different things like dynamics and articulation, whatever, that you can use in your solo, but I want to talk about something specific today. So one thing that you can do is you can use different variations on different little riffs. Okay, so the absolutely perfect example of this is the idea of is Beethoven's Fifth, right? So what he did was absolutely genius with the first movement of that song. Is he took a little riff and he did it a bunch of different ways. So he's like da 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 da, started on the same note, then picked a different note, da na na na. So what he did was his da 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 is what's called the motive, right? That's called the little riff he's using, da 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 da. And then he used it in a bunch of different ways right after that. Da 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 di 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 di. Different notes. Da 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 di 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 da 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 rest da 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 rest ba da 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 da. Right. So he uses this little riff all over the movement, and he uses it in a million different ways. All right, so I'm going to show you an example of a thing, how you can take one riff and make it into 50 different riffs. Okay, so one of the ones that I really like to use is I use this sort of like little triplet thing, especially when I'm up in a rip-roaring end of a solo or something. And this, for example, I might just do like a 2-1-0, 2-1-0, and in a triplet feel, so it'll be like a right, 2-1-0, 2-1-0, 2-1-0, right? And so my little riff is a 2-1-0, 2-1 open on a triplet, okay? So the first thing I can do is I can use what I just did, where I kind of do the thing over and over and over. Right? It can sound really cool if you're rip-roaring and going. Right? So that's one way, is my little triplet falling thing. Remember where the direction that you're going as well. So I'm falling down. Da-na-na. What's another way I could do that? Open 1-2. Right? So I do that same riff, only going up. Da 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 da. What's another one that I could do? I could go up and then come down. Right? That's going to sound a little bit different from the other riff. So already with that one riff, I've just come up with 3 different riffs. Now, think about if I have a different pattern where, let's say I start on a 4 and I do that same triplet. So the triplet falling thing is what I'm using. But let's say I do a pattern where I go like a 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, oh, da, da, da. And I keep going down. Da, 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 da. It sounds something like this. So I have 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, oh, oh, no, right? And I keep going down. And fast, it would sound like. Right? Now I have a different riff. There's a fourth riff that I've come up with. And so think about it. Right there, I have a triplet going down, falling pattern thing, right? Is sort of my thing, right? Well, that time I went all the way down, right? Right? I kind of went down a long ways. Well, what happens if I just do 2 of those? There's a different riff. Let's say I do 3 of them. All of a sudden now I have another riff. 3 pattern. Right? Another one that I do a lot is what if I did the triplet on the E and then immediately on the A? And I do it in slurs. There I did 2-1-0 and then 3-1-0 on the A. Right, another thing that I just did was I did all of those patterns but do separate bows. You see I'm using a lot of slurs, right? All one bow. Right there I'm using separate bows. That'll make them sound really different, right? So that's another thing that I can do. Another example is, why am I falling down, right? What happens if I do it going back up? Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, open, 3, right? Right? Where I do all of those patterns I just did, but go up. Now I just added 6 more little things that I could do, even with just that triplet idea. Right? I just thought of another one. If I could do 3 strings on that. So I did triple it, triple it, triple it. Right? Another example of what I could do with that is, so I have that, so all of those examples were using that triplet idea, right? Well, what if I did that triplet idea, but I switched the rhythm? So now the motive that I have is falling pattern thing, right? What if I switch the rhythm? Let's say I do a more like 8th note kind of pattern where it's more even, right? Right? Those are all the same notes, but I'm just not doing the triplet pattern. Now I'm doing just a regular 8th note. Dun 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 dun. Now all of a sudden I have another different riff. Do all of those different riffs a certain number of times, starting from the bottom going up. Right? Another one that you could think about is take a little pattern, is my falling pattern thing. Now do that, go like down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1, but do like da da dee da 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 da. So I'm falling down 2 notes, up 1. So like a 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, open, 1, 3. So let's say I take that pattern and fall all the way down. Now, let's say I just do a mini one of those. Da-da-dee-da, da-da-dee-da. Right? So the point that I'm making is that you think of some sort of little riff to play. Right? You think of some sort of motive and think about all the qualities of that little riff that you played. Right? So it has triplets. The first one that I did had triplet, was a quality of it. Another quality was it was falling. Right? And then another quality is like how many of them I do, right? So that big run where I go down, I played like 7, 10, whatever triplets in a row. Only do 2 of them. Only do 3 of them. Only do 5 of them, right? And you can switch all of that around. Right? And so think of a quality and then use that quality and come up with different things off of that one quality, like a triplet. Or the falling pattern and do a different falling pattern, right? So any of those little qualities that you can do of a riff will sort of work, right? And so so another one that you could do is even take 2 notes, right? So you do, so this was back in the other video I talked about using space, right? So you could take a little 2-note pattern and do a little riff on it. So like rhythms, different. So that time I did just E, but I did different rhythms on that da da, dee da, da. Or you could change up the length of them, right? So this time I span it out. Right? And so that time I did a da-dee instead of a da-da. Right? That already is jogging more things, jogging my ideas in my head. Right? You could take that little da-da and add different notes to it. 3, 1, right? Right, and so yeah, all of a sudden I can do different notes on that one little theme. Right, and you can do this with anything. 3 notes. Or 2, 3. There I did the 3 and then I added that 2 to it, right? So you just take a motive and you think of all the qualities of that motive and all of a sudden this can jog like a million different things in your head to do. So I would try that. A really good example of this, if you want a musical example, is go listen to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. It's got a million of these in it, and you can have a good idea of using the same thing but on different notes, right? Same rhythm on different notes, same notes on a different rhythm, right? So think about that. Go try that as a little exercise, and I guarantee you're going to immediately think of all sorts of new things to play in your solo. Yeah, there you go. That's kind of what I got. So thank you guys for listening, and go check out the rest of the channel. Got all sorts of stuff going on there. So hope that was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.